know everybody, it's Yola Ride. So let's get to it. Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. What a great weekend it was. I hope that everybody had a great time. I hope that you made it over to the site, got all of the great articles going on with the college basketball right now. Both mics for the site are killing it. The content, the green screens that we're seeing coming out, the amount of placing right now, it's a product that you definitely want to have part of your team. So use code word DOC, and we will help you with any cure for the right fantasy ailment that you have, DFS-wise or seasonal. Yeah. I mean, we got a hockey team going right now. We got NBA going right now. And we have MMA going right now. Who would have thought at Dr. Roto that we would finally have consistent MMA and UFC content? And that's happening because of me. Because I get ready to bring the pain for any type of kind of competition. Yeah. Woo! All right. Man, let's just start it out. Thursday just had fun. So, you know, me and the fam, we decided to go out because we were going to be really busy on Friday prepping the dojo for what we had kind of like a karate clinic where they had a bunch of different karate organizations come in and train a whole bunch of our black belts as well as other black belts and brown belts on how to actually grade a point fight. So that was really educational. And then you throw in the Valentine. So that's why when you look up and you say a bloody hell of a Valentine, it's because I've had a bloody hell of a Valentine, eh? You know what I'm saying? Tip the tab. All right. My British accent isn't probably the best, but what is the best and has been the best has been my UFC content. And that is not because of me. It is because of my team, the Fight Club of Pain. Since I started this 3 years ago, we really just talked to each other about UFC, as I've said and stated. But what has happened is everybody's become a lot more active within this group, and we've been explaining and talking fight theory from a lot of different angles. So there's quite a few of us that actually fight for TKO Erie. And that being said, so that's where we're getting a lot of the content. Of course, me being a DFS and betting guru for football and baseball, more so for football, because I just came off a hot year again, right? And the whole team at Dr. Roto. So it's just not me. It's just all of us because we bounced everything off each other's heads. And, you know, we go uncomfortable ways that sometimes they wouldn't go. Like when Danger brings up that, you know, sometimes I throw out some wild shit and then next thing you know, it's hitting. And then, you know, sometimes it misses because it's supposed to be wild. And that's what I did for this article. You know, they wanted bold picks. And I said, you know what? Well, if I'm going to do some UFC and I'm going to learn UFC, I'm going to dive in, watch a lot of fight tape, know what I know, talk with my team, and get that. So of these bold bets, of course, and of the DFS lineup, that hit a 50-50. It did not place it was a 100 double up that I played in. But if I would have probably played in a bigger, like a 10,000, if they allow it. Of course, DraftKings is the only one that's doing a lot of double ups. I didn't play on FanDuel this week. It was just the weekend got away from me. Again, went out Thursday with the wife and daughter, and then Friday went to the dojo. After we got the dojo, all the mats retaped and everything, we fought all night. Then we got up Saturday morning after spending the whole night with, you know, have Valentine's Day with them. And then I got up Saturday, and then I had to go, you know, spend some time and get back to the dojo because after they were done with their learning about how to do the point fighting, like I said, we fought. So this is like the first chance that I ever got to fight outside of a world champion outside of our dojo, because all the other world champions are black belts and I don't get a chance to fight them. So I know that that's kind of like a thing, but this all ties together, people. That's what I'm saying is I've noticed in the past week just different nuances that I've noticed with football and using all of my different tools that I use with football, allowing you, you know, with the defense and the IDP and using my grams there, and then actually going back over to DFS and then using my skills. I've noticed some things with UFC and just fight tape and going back over the years and just diving into the numbers and seeing it a lot more for what it is. So that's what I've been bringing to the table at Dr. Roto. I know a lot of you really haven't really been able to catch up, but that was on Saturday. Was after we were done fighting, I was wondering how the card was going. So practically what happened was, and this was my DFS lineup. It scored 418 points. I did go with Rodriguez, 58 points from him. I went Estevam. That's 116. That was a great play. Sadkov, 96. I mean, that was a hell of a call too. Of course, Jose Delgado called that right down the middle. And Salazar and Williams didn't really work out the way it was, so they kind of were the weak link on that lineup. But the fact is, I was able to place a little bit more money. Betting was definitely the thing. Now, if we went back to last week when I had a top 30 lineup for DFS, that kind of shows that sometimes if you do one, you should try to learn both. Because if you learn both, one can cover you. This was a very hard slate and a betting, from a betting standpoint as well too. These fights were really close. So I stayed away from a lot of the fights I thought were going to win. Of course, I played money lines and I won those, but I didn't include those fighters in my DFS lineups because I just wanted to stay away from them. I thought I went a different way, and I also wanted to be different too. I wanted to see if I could throw in some, get some, because that's the one thing about the UFC and any MMA. This isn't a team sport. A fumble isn't going to happen. Yes, a first-round slip could lead to a knockout. However, as we saw in the Rodriguez and Cannonier fight, that Rodriguez was able to knock him down twice over the first 2 rounds, and you thought it was over, and it wasn't. Dude took blows to his head. Cannonier, I don't know how he was standing in the third, but guess what? He was, and he took out Rodriguez. And you know what? I don't really like Rodriguez's style anyway. So, the fact that I had him up there, in his price, of course, on DraftKings was 8,600, so he was kind of right there, but it was a trap. I mean, he did get 58 points because he was just striking the hell out of boy. But hey, you lost in the end, and because you lost, I could have had more lives. Now, if he wins that fight, I probably bring home at least double what I put in. Instead, I got about 50% of what I put in back. But that's okay because my betting article was fire, right? But anyway, that being said, that's still good when you jump into a sport that you really just only watched for fun and really dive in and dive out of every 5 years, it seems like. And this is my dive back in, but now I'm permanently in because of the things that's been going on in the Fight Club of Playing and actually the praises that I've been getting from Dr. Roto and a few of the other guys, really bringing it together. So let's bring it together. So these are my 5 bold picks that was an article that was on the MSN network at Dr. Roto. And of course, this one was actually behind the paywall. So Doc can then put it behind the paywall because guess what, people? You only get free information for so long. And after last week, you definitely won enough money off of that free information to come pay up and get some of this MMA. Because look, I'm not going to go away. I really telling you right now, all of you, right now, I think I see things that other people don't see yet. I see it. And I not only see it from a fighter standpoint, because you can't just have some Tom, Dick, and Harry giving you UFC advice by looking at numbers. No, you got to get punched in your head like I did yesterday by a world champion. By more than one world champion got punched in my head. But you know what? That's fine. Because I'm learning I know the moves. I can see when a fighter's stiff. I can see when a fighter's going to take it. And that's what led to my 5 bold picks. Outside of those protections, my DFS lineup was built purely off of the Fight Club of Pain and what they said. And we had some, of course, bets that kind of went down on that too. So that's the key right there. Now, let's get to one of my biggest ones. We got out of that clinic yesterday, right? And man, Walter Walker, I said he submits Dontel Mays in under 2 rounds. I went and bought the 1.5, right, parlay and the submission, both positives. The submission was a plus 400 and the other one was a plus 178, the 1.5 rounds, right? So, going under that. So that together and parlayed together won money. So before I'm not even home. I'm still sweating, and I'm already winning money. And I see my boy Jason in the Fight Club of Pain already going, "Yo, man, I just got in time to see that boy submit. Let's get it right." What happened next, right? So I get Ketlin Souza goes over 2.5 rounds with Angela Hill. And then my crazy ass decided to go make a parlay and actually take it as she gets the victory. Her problem is that she literally had that fight wrapped up and she just held back. That was a loss. And she should have been able to beat Hill. But that didn't happen. However, my bold pick did hit, right? So, and then of course, Jose Delgado knocks out Connor Matthews in under 2 rounds. Just in under 1 round. But, and here's the key. Yeah, I said if Matthews tries to strike with Delgado's, it's lights out. Right? And the reason why I said that is because I went back and I've watched a lot of fight tape over Connor Matthews and Jose Delgado's last few fights. And I only really saw was that Mercat was the only dude that kind of really gave him a run for his money. And that's because he was kind of chasing him around like a little brother grabbing on his leg the whole time. But Delgado got through that. And I knew that if Matthews tried to turn this to a striking match, which I've seen in a lot of Matthews things, that, again, was that. Also, I'm not going to reveal all my secrets. You have to go to Dr. Roto, get that, and you have to catch my podcast when I do the Fight Club of Pain. That's the only way you get. And the Fight Club of Pain, when I do my podcast, you're only going to get 2. I'm only going to give you 2. Maybe if I'm happy, I'll give you 3. But I will get 2. The rest, behind the paywall. Yeah! Woo! All right. That's how you bring the pain! Woo! All right. So, Jose Delgado. Right now, we're looking at a clean sweep. Then we get the Nazim Zadkov, right? And I said he scores 60 DFS points. You want to say something that's bold? You want to say it with your chest, right, people? Bam! Yeah, I'm tooting, right? Because I did the work to make sure this happened, right? And when you do the work, this shows. But that's what I'm saying is I'm on something. If you believe me, don't believe me, whatever it is. But it'll be your pockets that are empty in the end, not mine. Yeah. Woo! All right. Nah. Dude knocked out Boy in the first round. He just took him out. It's okay. So in the Fight Club of Pain, one of the members brought up, it was Tia, she said that he's been gassing recently. Bontham, right? So I said, oh, okay. Well, Sadkov has been really highly aggressive at the beginning. So I was thinking that this is easy, that he can easily get it. This could have went the distance. That's what I was thinking. I was going to go to distance and I was going to get to 60 points, right? No, dude got me like 96 points. And he was low owned. I think he was 24% owned on the DFS slate on DraftKings. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? Bam. We're going in to the last 2 fights. 4 out of 4 bold picks on a parlay, right? And what was really cool is that Danger actually played this parlay. And unfortunately, Youssef Zalal, I picked him. He was going to submit Calvin Kattar in under 2.5 rounds, was practically the whole fight, right? And he didn't. He actually danced around that whole entire last 3rd round and almost got caught a few times by Kattar. But he just danced around and blew that up. I should have just went Zalal by decision. Therefore, that would have won that parlay. However, I did play all those as singles as I instructed to everybody in the subs only Discord. And then, of course, subs only Discord got a lot of other bets and a lot of other things I got it too. That's how we're doing it, Dan. That's what we're doing. But the whole thing is you get that whole thing, and then I ended it today by going to see Captain America, A Brave New World, which was totally awesome. Anthony Mackie killed it. I don't care what you say. I thought it was a really fresh, the storyline was really good. It was more than just like a superhero movie. You really got involved with the storyline. The movie never really had any, like, divots. There was no low points. You didn't get bored. I didn't even get up, it was under 2 hours. Didn't get up to have to go pee. I mean, I make it through 3-hour movies anyway, and we're done. So I thought it was great. I thought it was real fun. I look forward to just being able to see the Thunderbolts and going forward with the Marvel soon because, hey, that's what we do. But this is sports. This is MMA. I hope that all of you had a hell of a Valentine's Day weekend. And I want to make sure that you get over to Dr. Roto. We got more fights next week. Hey, these mini-fights are hard. But coming up on UFC 313, I will definitely have a full Fight Club of Pain podcast. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain! Woo!
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.